I'm sorry for the horrible lighting, but, you know, summer is basically over and it's not light out until 9 o'clock in the evening anymore, so you'll have to deal with it. I have decided to review We Are the Ants by Sean David Hutchinson. And I didn't just decide to review it just because, I just finished reading it. So now I can review it for you. I have decided to give this book 3.5 out of 5 stars for the reasons that I am about to tell you. Well, actually, I'm going to tell you what it's about first, and then I'll tell you why I rate it 3.5 stars. So, We Are the Ants is about a guy named Henry who has a very troublesome life. His boyfriend committed suicide earlier in the year. His grandmother has Alzheimer's. His mother is not the most put-together woman in the world. And he's no longer friends with his best friend because they grew apart after his boyfriend killed himself. He gets picked on at school, but not just like picked on, like really seriously, majorly bullied. Ridiculous, hardcore bullied. So he has a pretty shitty life, and on top of that, he gets abducted by aliens. And the aliens present him with an opportunity to save the world. They tell him that on January 29th, the world is going to end unless he presses a button on their ship. And if he presses the button, the world's not going to end. And because he hates his life so much, he doesn't want to press the button. And it's pretty much just about him dealing with his shitty life and deciding if he thinks the world should end or not. I really enjoyed the writing, and I really enjoyed Henry's narrative. I really liked the way that he grew as a character. I liked the things that he had to say and the thoughts in his head. I liked the way his relationship grew with other characters in the story, like Audrey and Diego. I loved Diego. I thought he was a great character. He was kind of mysterious. He was really sweet, and he was really supportive. Super supportive. Diego was a great character. I really enjoyed Diego. But I did really like Henry as well. I liked a lot about him, and I liked the development of his character throughout the story, especially towards the end. But it was a really depressing book. And it's not sad in a way that, like, a book is sad like The Fault in Our Stars is sad. It's, like, the whole book just made me feel, like, I felt so blah and depressed when I read this book. Like, it made me feel like I had a shitty life while I was reading it. And I did not feel good reading it. It was almost the same as, I'm pointing up there, you can't see, but The Shock of the Fall by Nathan Filer, I think. I did not enjoy that book. I gave it 4 stars because I thought it was well done, but it was such a downer. And same with this one, it was such a downer, like, nothing good happens in this book, almost. Like, some good stuff happens, but some good stuff would start happening, and then shitty stuff would happen and ruin it. And it was really shitty stuff. And, like, especially the bullies. Like, the way he got bullied, like, was really difficult for me to read sometimes because it was really cruel and it just, awful, 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 awful. They were awful people in Henry's life. And I didn't enjoy reading about it. It was well done, it was well written, I really liked the characters, but it just did not make me feel good to read it. I also wasn't a fan of the ending. I can't get into it without any spoilers, but if you read it and you want to ask me about it, or even if you didn't read it but you still want to ask me about it, ask me in the comments and just, you know, put a spoiler warning and enter a couple times before you put in your comment, and I'll do the same, and I can explain to you if you want what I didn't like about the ending. But there was a big part of the ending that kind of ruined the whole story for me. I also felt like it was a little too long. I felt like a lot of the time the story was dragging and nothing was really happening. Like, nothing was getting done. There was nothing progressing. There was nothing, like, it was just still just more crappy stuff happening and more crappy thoughts about his crappy life. I feel like if it was 100 pages shorter, even like 70 pages shorter, I might have enjoyed it a little bit better, but it was just, it was so depressing. I would read something by him again in the future, definitely, because I definitely liked the way the story was put together. I liked the writing. It just overall, it made me feel shitty. And I don't want to feel shitty when I read a book. It's a really pretty cover though. And it like goes all the way to the back. Like it's a full spread. Ooh, look at that. That's nice. It is nice. And if you don't mind depressing stories, if you're all for feeling like crap, I would totally recommend this book. It is a great feel like crap book. It does it really well.